Yenge family. Luciemi, Mbote, Dumalang, Sabona, Asante Sana, Salama. I come once again before you for another video. I welcome all the Muntu, Bana Betu, nZambi, Bana Isolede, Bakongo, Bayuda to this channel. And I want to emphasize that this is exactly what I subscribe to. You know, if other people have their beliefs, I don't attack you. You choose to believe how you wish. But my job is to do the calling that I was given. Some people want to say that's satanic. They think it's the devil. They're welcome to say what they want to say. But what I will say in this time is that many things that I've spoken about in my past videos over the last 3 years are starting to happen more and more. Other people have prophesied certain things. Even before I was in the Bantu Awakening, there were things that I was talking about that are starting to transpire. And if people choose to ignore it, well, that's on them. But you know, Tata nZambi is great. He's worthy. He's the Most High Mfumu Yahweh. He is who he is, the God of Abraham, Abana, Saka, Yakubi. People say Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. I'm called to do what I was called to do for years. Just didn't know how to do it. And thanks to those who have been doing what they are doing for the Most High, it's been able to help me to unlock many different things about myself. So I'm glad to be here once again before you. Now, before I go any further, for those who do observe me, you know, one thing that I will say is I only answer to the one who sent me. Now, there are those who represent and do what they do, which is fine. But my calling, my instructions as of late was to be one of an observer and continue to do the work that I was called to do. That's why you may not see me interacting as much, because the one thing that I've learned, even through my raising of my parents and family members, is obvious that many people know the truth is that people will reveal themselves to you. And I was actually showing this video, a guy was talking, he said, when you're dealing with people in your life, he said, stop talking and listen to these people and listen to what they say. That's why, you know, my family members and everybody said, oh, well, you're not doing this, you're not. I said, no, I said, the reality is your people will reveal themselves who they really are to you by how they demonstrate themselves, what you observe them doing, what you hear them saying, what you continue to take in. Because, you know, there are many enemies of the Creator. And boy, do they masquerade like they are his friend. When they say, I am a friend of God, or they say, I'm a friend of God, or they're a friend of the Most High. And he said, there ain't no friend of mine. Because the reality is, to be a friend to the Tata nZambi, to be a friend of the Creator, means the world will hate you. Because they do not love the Most High, they do not love what he's doing, they do not love the real Creator. They love what the imposter is making them think they love. Okay. Now I said, like Tata nZambi, the Creator's law is universal. So many people can still act like they're doing his way, but that doesn't mean that the glory is going to him. the glory can be going to the imposter. Okay. And I do apologize. I ate some tomato, which I know I shouldn't. So hopefully the Most High get me through this. But first of all, we'll begin with the song. Once again, I don't own the rights. Once again, if it's not heard very well, and I know it's because of what they're doing to my system here, is they're increasing their frequency to block out many things. That's how we know there's a war going on, to not to keep the people doing the la 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 stuff going on. We don't want to hear you. We don't hear you. All they do is want to, come back. And it's funny because Methuselah, the Yayad Methuselah, had an input in a book that he also wrote some things that was connected to Hanukkah, Enoch. And it talks about, this is the same type of stuff he would have been preaching with Noka when he was trying to get Cain to stop with the foolishness. And so my purpose is that many will hear, but choose to do as they wish according to what they hear, and understand that you have been engineered to not hear the witnesses, because the witnesses did not come to justify the world, but to justify the Creator. Because see, now, here comes the time when Tata nZambi will be glorified. King Congo will be glorified among the heathens, and he will embarrass and he will humble those who have prided themselves in their knowledge, and those who think that what they are doing, it lines up with his way of thinking. And for those who have completely misled the world, will also be dealt with. I happened to turn on the TV and I saw a Jewish rabbinical rabbi, which we now know that these people are trained in the Talmud. And as far as my view, I don't subscribe to any Talmud, and people don't understand that those scriptures have nothing to do with Tata nZambi, the Creator of heaven and earth. These are things that were taught to them. That's why my hatred is for the fact that people want to continue to tell lies and not the truth. And then at the same time, those of us who want to tell the truth, they don't respect us. They want to hurt us. They want to bring harm against us. And that's where the real hatred continues to be. It's like, hey, don't hate us, but then we're going to hate you. It's like, that's a hypocritical thing. But that's because the world has been turned over to the hands of the wicked. And that's the issue. Like I said, I am both Yakubi and Esau. And I do not like my grandfather Esau because of the fact that I know he's a liar. Okay? And he does not want me to reveal things because he knows that he's the deceiver. Because that's who you're praying to on Sunday. That's who you're praying to in all religions. Him and Nimrod and all the rest. But, the world don't want to see that. And because of that, the powers that be, I was watching this video about a lot of the missions of the CIA. And I was like, people don't get it, okay? The CIA got nothing to do with the Creator at all. They don't do nothing that he likes, okay? NSA, whatever you want to call it, KGB, MI6, any of these other people, they have no affiliation with the Most High. They can go to church and pray on Sunday and say, I'm talking to God. No, they're not talking to they're talking to the statue for the George Washington Monument, God. They're not talking to the Creator. Okay? They can pray all they want. They're not these priests out here, they're not talking to the Creator. They're talking to the obelisk. That's why when I watched another video that talked about how Rome had brought all of these Egyptian artifacts into Rome, That's Egypt. They Egypt. They have nothing to do with Tata nZambi. King Kong, nothing. The creator, the real God of heaven and earth, they got nothing to do with him. Because they want to worship Osiris. And that's what they do it. Jupiter, Zeus, whatever you want to call his name, that's what they do. Okay? Y'all don't want to believe it? That's on you. Okay? But Jesus Christos is Apollo. Okay? It's not the real Messiah. Jesus or whatever, that's Apollo. Okay? But you know, that's what people don't understand is Apollo can't save you. They put all these gods into the same, you worshiping Babylonian gods. You back in captivity. That's what it is. The real creator cannot be defined by your enemy. Okay? Hold on 1 second. Let me pause this. I'm expecting this phone call. All right, Phantom Makanda. My apologies for the interruption. You know, like I said, you know, my mission at this time has been somewhat modified because of certain revelations that I've been getting. And the one thing that I've learned, like in any case, when you discover certain things that many people are not supposed to know, that makes you a target. And it also makes people, you know, do things and say things to discredit whatever they want to say or do what they want to say. And the harsh reality about that is, you know, that's the days of Noah. That's what the days of Noah is. It wasn't like, you know, everybody was just perfect, because Noah and his children, they were not. It's just that compared to what other people were doing, they were doing the best, you know, and they were chosen. And that's why in the religious world, people have a warped understanding of the Bible. They act like everybody that the Most High chose was this perfect person, even the Messiah himself. And that's like, no. He said, I'm not good. I just choose not to disobey the Father. So it isn't like, he said, I choose not to get into trouble. I choose to keep myself out of trouble and help others do the same. You know, and that's the whole purpose of when we're in an awakening, especially here in Babylon, you know, in the diaspora, you got to be careful about getting yourself into trouble. Because see, knowledge, not everybody knows it all. So you can put yourself into trouble with the Most High and don't even know you did. That's why you have to always pray for forgiveness of sins that I don't even remember. Because see, what you perceive as okay may not be okay with him and his and the Pemakalunga, the heavens, or whatever you want to call it. See, and that's why you realize that the world has become narcissistic in its entire nature. Because all the people that run around and do what they do, you know, even your own family members will say, I'm not doing nothing wrong, because they're looking at it from their perspective. And I read the Bible, I'm doing what the Bible say, but they don't understand the Bible is altered because it was done that way on purpose. Because they wanted the Black people to keep sinning, specifically Bantu people. Because they understand that, hey, we wrote this stuff to cause people to work in ignorance. That's why when you go and look at the context of many of the scriptures, and you'll even hear preachers talk about that. Oh, this is metaphor. I've heard it from all family members. Oh, this is metaphorical. This is personal. The Holy Spirit is what determines that. Preachers can't determine that. The Holy Spirit has to determine what they told you and what you read, whether it's supposed to be metaphorical or it's supposed to be for real, That's the mwanda. That's the discernment. That's why if it's a parable, then you discern it. If it's not, then it means you're supposed to be doing it. And that's the thing that they have the world confused by that, because Tata nZambi, the creator, he's not the author of confusion. That's why, if anything, as you walk with the Most High, your world and everything around you should become more clear. That's why I have clarity to the fullest of this world that we're living in right now. Clarity about what really happened, what's going on, what's about to go down, the things that's getting ready to happen, why things are happening the way they're happening. I have clarity because the world doesn't understand because they weren't supposed to. You say, I don't understand it, I understand it. You weren't supposed to. That's the whole point. You were only supposed to understand what they want you to understand. Everything else is supposed to be like mud. I don't understand it. Okay, but just go do your job. That's how they got people. You ain't, the donkey is not supposed to understand why he's plowing the field. He's just supposed to go do it. And that's what they did. The mule ain't supposed to know why he got to pull the cart. You're just supposed to do it. Okay? And that's the system we're living in. It's like you don't have to understand what you're doing, just do it. Or why? Because that's the whole purpose of why they created so many distractions, so you don't pay attention to the why. They don't want you to pay attention to the why. Why am I doing this? Like when kids get in school, why am I doing this? How's this going to help me? And the teacher got to come up with an answer. Oh, it's going to get you through this. How's that? You know, and that's the whole concept. When adults start asking why, then it's like, hey, we know what's good for you. We're the government. We're the people. You want your job, and you ask why too many times, they don't want. Then they cut you off. Okay, you don't like what we're doing? You're up out of here. You see, that's the mockery when the creator does it. Like he said, hey, you don't get to tell me what to do. I'll tell you what to do. I'm the father. And that's the whole concept of what people don't understand is Tata nZambi is not a negotiator. You know, he may not always bring his full wrath upon you when you do something wrong, but it's like the law is non-negotiable. Now you do it without pity, without condemnation, and see, that's the whole concept. You got people out here making condemnation like a mud, like a lot. Speaking with leaven, like the Pharisees, and acting like they're supposed to be doing the righteous way. That's why when I read Malachi chapter 2, Malachi, it's going to be important that the intima or heart in Kikongo, he says, with your heart. There's a reason why the heart is said to be circumcised. I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, I'm frustrated with a lot of these people who are lying, but my bitterness is not there. Yeah, I was bitter for a while, but it was like, hey, you know what? You people want to get hit upside the head with what's coming because you think you're going to win this thing, go right ahead. I'm like, you want to listen to these pastors up in here in your churches when you don't even realize that every time you walk into a church on Sunday, you walk into a temple of Osiris. Hey, that's on you. And they even got the steeples on there to prove it. But that's what they don't want you to know. That steeple is a uncircumcised penis of Osiris, but they ain't gonna tell you that. And that cross that they put on top of it is the byproduct of the harlot with him, because that's Tammuz. That's why they got it just like that in front of the Vatican. But see, you go to ask your pastor that, oh no, that's a lie. That man, he got Satan in him and da da da. Hey, I told you, I am not praying to the God of the slave master. I'm praying to the God who sent me to the slave master. Big difference. They're not the same. Big difference. They're not the same. You think they are, but they're not. That's what I'm doing. And I try to do it with humility, with questioning, understand, learning, and don't think I know everything. And don't come at people like I do, because I don't. But I do what I'm called to do, and I'm speaking in the language of Cain. That's why I'm speaking it. I use I try to learn the Bantu languages, but the nZambi's like, hey, Cain don't speak Kikongo, so you speak in English. Or whatever language I know, Spanish. If I say it in Spanish, but that's the whole concept. The main language for Cain right now is English. That's what he's speaking. Cain speaks English throughout the whole world mostly. So that's why I'm doing it like this. Anyway, we're gonna get into the song and then we'll get into it. Where did it go? Sorry, the thing went out on me. How was it, baby? So Tamaya Mona Masia Bantwe, people of the way, Bantwe. Baklistu. Kanda, family. So Tamaya Masia Bantwe, Mayamona, the one who sees. And he said, come, come, come. The word, the word of the one, the Holy One. I'll be right back. Toto, earth. That's why they call the dog Toto. Longi. Teacher. That's where the word long comes from. Longi Saka. Saka. So the word soccer happy probably connected to that. Soccer happy. Glad. Congo. Congo is the God of the Bible, not just the country. That's the one that the name they changed. Well, he's in the Bible, but they switched it up. The Kanda is Congo. King Congo is the God of creation, heavens and earth. Name of Allah, God or Lord, and whatever you want to say, that's fine. You want to say it. Congo. Cierto, tá certo, mas sabe certo, sabe certo. All right, Campbell. Mwanakumbusei, Imana Dalala, Musari Tsetu, Saku Panzo and Zinga, Baete, Tata nZambi, Campbell. Tata nZambi and Pungu Father, come humbly for you once again, Tata nZambi. For you to bring the message to the Mandamvelala, to the Pembako, that the Mbasi will help and assist, the Kusokon will Yisu will be in the midst to continue to bring understanding, to remove the confusion, to expose the lies, to continue to open our hearts to you, so we continue to intima, clean our intima, Tata nZambi, with hyssop, that our sonos sins will be cleansed before you. Father, we have fallen. Many of us don't even know that we have gone away the way of Cain. We have gone the way of Esau. We've gone the way of all of these fallen angels. We've gone the way of all these false gods and all of these heathens that they don't know. They've gone the way because ignorance can still make people happy. Tata nZambi, continue to give us the strength, the knowledge, the wisdom. Nakumia Beneyave Congo, Tata nZambi Pungu. Ingeta, all praises. Yenge Keno, to Kuswa Congo Yisu, to the Mwanda Velada, to the Asalama Maliki Congo. I give all praises, hallelujah. Yenge Keno Pemba Kalunga, to all the righteous people that are in there, that have raised up. Father, be with us now. Be with us me now, all the way down to Adama. We honor you, all the Ntinu, the kings, and the Zulu. Ingeta, hallelujah. Bayet. This one, as I have been hinting at, is now it's time for the foolishness to stop. Congo, Tata nZambi and Pungu Tulendo, Mfumu, the God of creation of the heavens and earth, is getting ready to transition the world from the foolish ways, the wicked ways, the ignorance, to get rid of the game players, as I'll call them, the people who are playing games out here with people's lives because they want to continue to push the agenda that they think they're going to succeed in the mission. And they always say that. I've heard so many times they'll say, we're going to succeed in our mission and what we came to do, but people don't even know what mission they're talking about. And, it's going to get crazy now. I mean, I think that with the fact that people have now gotten hit in the wallet already, that people are starting to see the issues with food, that people are starting to see what's going on with many natural disasters. Okay. Kuswa Congo, it talks about Revelation that the tribulation will be brought to those who continue with the Jezebel spirit. And the Jezebel spirit is in all false teachers, false pastors, false doctrines, false knowledge, false beliefs. Okay. Because the intent of the fallen angels has always been to mask the truth while still trying to masquerade as the truth. Okay. I'm going to go into the Hanoka again, not realizing that some of that Hanoka is Methuselah as well, and Noka speaking. That's how they got it put together and translated. It's not all completely accurate, but the Mandavela of the Holy Spirit, the true Holy Spirit, can help you to discern the truth from the lies. That's why I say eat the meat, spit out the bones. When I watch people now, that's what I do a lot more of, based upon things that I have been made privileged to. All I'm going to say is there are those who are actually starting to do more harm than good. And there's a reason for that. Because in the ignorance of knowledge, you can set yourself up. In your own pride and arrogance, you can do the same. You can set yourself up. Everything is noted. I heard a pastor tell me that the Creator wasn't keeping score one time. The Most High said that's the most foolish thing that person could have said, because how else do you get, because this is how stupid that is. In the Bible, it tells you you're judged according to your works. Then how else do you get how do you get your reward if they don't keep score? It's like, that's how you get pastors teaching people foolishness. How would you know what to do, what you're going to receive if they don't keep score on your life? They have to. So you know what you're going to get according to your works. Your works reveal what you're going to get. That's why I said some of these pastors, you listen to them, it's like that's foolishness. The Creator has to keep score on you so that he knows how to pay you back. That's how you know Gentiles don't know what they're talking about. That's why you shouldn't be listening to foolishness. And that's where your discernment says, okay, this person is telling me something that's not true. Then what spirit are you under? So when you hear people say something that you have been given the understanding that this is not true, then what spirit is that that's talking to me? Okay. I may not always say things correctly as the way I have learned and discern things myself, but I do my best to let you know, hey, look, I'm going to do my best to say this the right way. If it's wrong, you can check it, okay? But at the same time, the wonder gives you according to your comprehension of the way it works. Because, see, a lot of times the details are good, but not necessary to get the point. It's just like when you teach kids in school. They don't have to know every little detail to get the message. You just give me the overall understanding of what you mean, and I'll get it. Because they say we're not stupid, we understand. Okay? Many people don't understand that that's how many people are. A lot of people are. You don't have to always go through every little detail about every little thing that you know, because people are gonna sit there and say, "Well, I get it." You just give me the overall. Just give me the overall understanding of what you're talking about, and I'll get the rest. You see, because that's the problem. You know, when we go and try to show people how much we know, you can actually make yourself become the enemy to the people that you're trying to teach. Because the problem is like, okay, obviously you know a lot, but I don't even understand you. So I'm going to tune you out. I just need to know what you're really talking about. Because that's part of the issue. And that's when you start getting into these problems where people are like, hey, I don't want to talk to this guy, or people, I don't want to listen to these people no more. Because now you keep going over people's head. You got to get to the basics. And that's why Kuso Kongo, Tata, nZambi, and all them saying, you know, the Montevideo and even the Maliki are like, hey, the whole point of this awakening is to familiarize you with what happened and what you need to do to turn it around. That's it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to say, this is what happened. This is what you did to turn it around. And this is where we headed. When you turn it around, all that other stuff will come as you grow in knowledge. This is what people must realize, is that, first of all, our people first have to acknowledge the mistake. If they don't even get to that point, then that person is not worth the time. If you don't even acknowledge that the God that was taught in this earth by the church is not the God you think, then that's the first problem. Okay? But then once you realize it, okay, you can't hang on to the information too much about what we were taught in the captivity or in this misconception. Now, does it mean it's all false? No. Because like I said, the devil got to use truth to snare you. He's gonna tell you some truth and give you a lie at the same time. And they don't, that's why they don't talk about this in the church. The devil's always lie, 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 lie. It's like, then how he gonna catch people? He's telling you that. He gotta tell you something that's true to get you to hook. When you go to date somebody, they gotta give you, if a man is dating you, okay, or a woman is going on a date, they gotta give you some truth to make you a believable person until you can see that there's a lie here. But see, the concept in the religious aspect of this world is that because they started with you so small, it's much harder to break free of the misunderstandings because the whole world is conditioned to keep you in the misunderstandings. Okay? So the minute you try to talk opposite, you're gonna get people pouncing on you to keep you where they think you're supposed to be. Okay? That's why people will go and listen to pastors and they will just sell out and believe everything that pastor say. Oh yes, that's pastor. Oh yes. And then you got people that are sitting there saying, okay, I'm listening to this pastor, but there's stuff that I'm still hearing that's not right. So he can preach and all, but there's inconsistencies. So something is up. And then there's people that come in there like, hey, I know that this pastor is not on the right page. Even though you may think he is, he's not. Okay? And that's what people don't get it, is that the creation, being the fact that the creation became worshipped above the creator, okay, and creators, because it was with them as well. This is why it makes it difficult to get cut through all the nonsense that people are being exposed to. And see, now Tata nZambi's getting ready to cut the nonsense. All the stuff that makes no sense whatsoever is now coming to an end. Okay, and I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna start with 2 Peter, which is really 2 Kepa. I did the video about where the word Peter comes from. You don't want to believe me, whatever. That's on you. You know, it's an Egyptian deity's name, and they put that and they just changed the spelling. Because like I told you, Rome you can go to Rome right now. You got if I could get the video, I'll put it up on my channel. You'll see how much Egyptian stuff that they took and put around that city. It's unbelievable. They got sarcophaguses of pharaohs, and I'm like, man, people don't even know. That's Egypt right there. But there were, now I want you to pay very close attention to this first part, because this is why many of our people don't understand that just because a person knows things about the Most High and has knowledge, that does not mean that they talking to him. They just know things, but that doesn't mean they talking to him, or they're having a relationship with the Mbasi or a relationship with the people you think, the righteous. It just means they know things. That's all it means, okay? But there were false prophets also among the people, meaning past tense, meaning Muntus, Bana Betu. We had false prophets, false nabis, people who were prophesying in the name of Satan and saying they prophesying in the name of Tata nZambi. Okay, so he's saying there were people doing this before. And see, what Christianity don't understand, and other religions like Islam and others and Judaism and whatever, okay, this is everywhere in everybody's belief that you can be around false people. But the problem is in the true belief of the Creator himself, okay, everybody's religion is false to him. And their prophets don't have nothing to do with him. Okay? And at the same time, those of us who are coming into the knowledge of ourselves and are learning things from elders and all this other stuff, that doesn't mean that these elders are true. Because like he's saying, there were false nabis among the people from the beginning. This is how we ended up in captivities. Okay? This is how the world became the way it is today. Because see, the Bana Congo, the Bantu people, we were the stewards. We were the caretakers of what Tata nZambi gave us of this earth. And we chose to abandon our post like the first Maliki, the fallen angels. However, because we, the children of the promise, were given a promise to be returned. Okay, this is what the world doesn't need to know, that they have been hiding through the disguising of religion. This is why you got people talking about second coming of Christ, Jesus only coming for the rapture of the church and all these other things. Okay, and they're convinced that this is all being taught to them properly in the English language and everything's being interpreted correctly. And it's because of the fact that they have these spells on people and they don't know it. Okay? You cannot practice paganism. But that's the whole concept. There's a thing that says if the person doesn't even know they're in prison or that they're in the wrong way, then they're not even going to be looking for the exit. You're not looking for the exit if you don't realize you're in something that's going to bring you to hell or bring you to wickedness. You're not going to abandon ship, as they say. Because see, everything in this society is about a ship. Go look through all the English language and stuff, you're going to see it. Anchor, that all goes back to the seafaring ways and the laws of the sea way back from the beginning. And these gods that they were praying to, these what they were praying to. Okay? But they're not supposed to see that. I listened to this song today. I'm like, I can hear the code in it. But they don't hear it. Because they won't. Oh, this is a good song. Oh, yeah, that's nice. You're not going to hear the coding if you don't know that there's code in there. Oh, I can hear the singer said this. Okay, I know what they mean by that. If you don't even know, then you're just going to sing the song. Okay? Who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, meaning stuff that has nothing to do with the Creator. Not even close. Way off base. Okay? They say on left field. Not even close. Even denying Tata nZambi that bought them. What does that mean? When you are under false spirits, you are denying the Creator and his salvation. You have no connection whatsoever. Okay? And that's the whole concept of what that's why it's horrible to even be back here when I came from Embo, because I'm a reader. I'm gonna tell you a secret about Africa that many people may know, but other peoples may not. Okay? And it's gonna tell you, and I'm not doing the thing, I know how they do the hand, but there's a reason why they want to demonize Africa and why they want to say the things that they do and don't want to allow you to make a connection and tell you other things. Now, this doesn't mean that any other parts of the world you can't experience certain things, because you can, but there's a reason why it's much stronger, as I found out when I was there, okay? Because it has to do with the fact that the first man was created from the ground. It has to do with the reason why Yesaya, Kusokongo, Yisu, was able to take the mud and heal the person with his blindness. Okay? It has to do with why you would be able to tell a fig tree to sprout. Okay? And give orders. Now, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. This is why nZambi is going to come swiftly. And why many people have to go, and they don't tell you this, they have to go to these false spirits to buy themselves out of this destruction. Because, of course, we know the God of the dead is the dead God. Okay? Then you become his eternal servant of whatever he calls for you to do. And they kind of demonstrated that on the movie when they made the End of Days, when the guy said, oh, you disappointed me, and he put him back in the fire where he had made a deal, right? And see, this is the whole concept that is very true. They have lied to you about the concept of the fire of hell, is that you can make deals with the devil to do other things for him that allows you to buy time not to be in the furnace once you've already gone, if it is permitted by the sentencing that comes down according to your works. And of course, we have now learned that the Most High will also do the same for his people to give you more chances to get back to the heavens, which they didn't tell you about. Okay? Now, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be spoken of evil. Let's look up the word pernicious for those who may not be familiar with it. Because that's why some people will say, I don't understand the Bible, because they use words I don't understand. Tending to cause death or serious injury, causing great harm or destruction. So in the way that they are actually, so you have people that are acting like they're following the way to salvation and eternity and peace, when realistically speaking, you are doing the way to destruction. You're dead already before you even got in the grave. And that's what it means to be a Babylonian, an Egyptian, a Roman, a Greek, you know, all these different people that are worshiping these dead gods. It's like, hey, you already doing the way of destruction, but they believed in their mind, just like now, that there were good gods and there were bad gods. Well, all they did is they took it from the Bantu structure, the Bakongo, the Bana Nzambi, and applied it now to them. Jupiter now becomes nZambi, Congo. Apollo now becomes these different things. But you don't understand that they did this, and like I said, I don't like calling these guys, but I'm in the land where they don't understand that. They put these names out there, so that's why you stay blinded. You go to school and you learn the names of demons, but they don't tell you that. And I know a lot of teachers are already going crazy about me when they watch my videos, because they're like, hey, who told you that? That's not true, blah, blah, blah. They don't even know themselves. And even if they do know, they won't tell you. Because that's the whole concept of the Masonic agenda. You ain't supposed to know. But now that's why people are losing it, because they're starting to figure it out. Hey, you played us. All of you guys played us. But then they turn it back on us and say, no, this is all bad, and you did this, and this false media, and this false knowledge, and this false doctrine, and this false. Of course, because now you caught the thief. Now you caught the thief that doesn't get to go to jail. So of course, the thief that made the jail and the thief that made the law is now going to say it's your fault. Oh no, now it's on these people. Oh, false, no, false, 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 false. They want to put that out there because they get caught. We caught the thief. That is what Kimbanga was talking about when he prophesied we must catch the thief. Well, now we're catching the thief. And there's thieves, and there were already Judases involved in this of our own people. We're catching the Judases now. Hey, you stabbed me in the back this whole time. You don't understand how many Muntu and Bantus and nZambis and Bakongo people have become the Judases to the people. And the other nations are already a Judas in the fact that they will not teach the right way because they don't even know it. But they assume that they do. Oh, I know Jesus Christ and how he walked and how he did. Man, I'm going to tell y'all. Without the Most High's knowledge, period, you can't even come close. And to do it in a land, that's why I even say, even in the land of Africa, and this is the truth, to really walk in the way of Mayamona, okay, the real Mayamona, you will have suffering on your life because the system that's around you will be always looking for you, because you cannot keep waking people up and be cool with it, except for the time that the Most High has allowed this to happen. Because very soon, okay, they had to allow this. Now soon's going to come when they say, oh, now we transitioning. Because the whole concept of what we're doing is to activate the wheat, okay? And that's why you have all the people out here now who are going to choke it out of you. No, you are the wheat. No, you're not. You are. I said you are worshiping Cain, so you are not the wheat. You just don't know it. You were conditioned to worship Cain as your God, but you don't know it. And Cain is every wicked spirit that's ever gone through, including Esau. Okay? And if you can't make that distinction, then there's no way that you have the right way to the Most High. And if you go the way of Cain, or if you think like, or if you do like when the Kusa Kongo, Yesiah was saying, how you treat your brothers and sisters is no different than how Cain, that's what he said, the Gentiles who are really Cain are doing the same thing already. So what is the point of you doing it the same way? You see? And that's part of the reason why we curse ourselves. But he talks about they bring curses upon themselves. He said, all through covetousness, they with vain words make merchandise of you. Ha! I'm going to break that down. This is why, okay, these prophets, as he's saying, are making money. Big dollars. Big dollars. And I'm not just talking about in this awakening at all. I'm also talking about in the churches and in the music industry and in the business world. They merchandise it. That's why Rome is getting paid. Okay? Because they are looking at it from a cha-ching mindset. I'm making dollars. Okay? Whose judgment now of long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Meaning that don't think the Most High ain't see. He is about to hit you like a mother. Okay. For Tata nZambi spirit, now, like I said, this is why even me, I'm like, man, I hope I make it because it's gonna be, for Tata nZambi spared not the Malekis that sin, but cast them down into hell and delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto the judgment. And spared not the old world, and I'm gonna get into this better, but saved Noka and his family, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. In order to survive this transition, you must be like Noka. That's why Kuswa Kongo said, like in the days of Noka. That's what makes you Umpangi, brother, to him. Noka was is a brother to Kuswa Yisu. This is what makes you like Matuzo, Hanoka, all, Seta, the righteous seeds, okay? And there's many that you don't even know about. They said, like they said, of the ungodly, okay? Which lines up with what the Tata nZambi talked about in Isaiah 24. Behold, Mfumu Yahweh maketh the earth empty and make it waste and turn it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. You are coming to this. It's about to be crazy. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest. As with the servant, so with his master. As with the maid, so with her mistress. As with the buyer, so with the seller. As with the lender, so with the borrower. So it don't matter who you are, you're going to get scattered. As with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Tata nZambi has spoken this Ngogo word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, and the total language and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. So he's like, hey, you keep puffing your chest out, thinking you big and bad up on this piece. You keep thinking you can do whatever you want to do and talk all your noise and be so self-righteous and proud about everything that you think you're doing up on this place. Watch what's going to happen. It's not going to be pretty. That's why you really shouldn't wish for the day of the Tata nZambi. I just like, hey, I'm just tired of fighting my grandfather's spirit for his wickedness. That he want to keep fighting, that he don't want to give it up, the birthright. Hey, that's not his point. That's not his choice. We go back to Yokubi. It goes back to Yokubi. You can't do nothing about that. Okay? But the reality is many people think that they have gotten the birthright back and they haven't. They're working for him. You think they got their birthright back and they did not. Because that's what makes you like Noka. You have to be, and that's why you get these Christians out there, oh no, well, we're spiritual Israel. We have the birthright. No, they do not. Cain is lying to him. Baloney. You do not have the birthright. You helping the imposter keep the birthright away from the one that's supposed to have it. That's what they're doing. Even those who think that they have gotten the truth are doing it too. They just don't know. Okay? Let's get into the book of Hanukkah, Enoch. And then, let me go to Malachi chapter 2. And this is very important to understand, even for myself, that it says, "O ye priests, this commandment is for you." So he's given a commandment. If ye will not hear, wikichila, and ye will not lay it to heart, which means circumcise it, intima, to give glory unto the name. See, the name of the Creator is not Lord, and it is not God. The slave master's religion has got you blinded. It is not Dios or Deus or Dio, like what they're speaking in Latin. It is none of these names. He has a name that's specific to his people. And that's why they took it away from us and mocked it. I will even send, now it says, and will glorify unto the name, said Tata of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Bilaka. You see, when you're doing what Satan wants, he give you whatever. This is why the Creator says many people think that I am the one blessing their life. Oh, God's blessing me, and it's not even him. It's the deceiver. Because see, in Christianity, they don't teach you that the devil can do miracles. They don't teach you that the devil can do healings and all these other things. Because in 2 Corinthians, it tells you explicitly that he pretends to be an angel of light, meaning he pretends to be a righteous angel. So he will do the things a righteous angel can do. Oh, I feel so sorry for you, my child, you know, helping you out, making you do good things. Oh, yes, thank you. When all along you're praying to the wrong guy. That's what the nZambi said, you got to question every spirit. I didn't say that. I didn't do that. That had nothing to do with me. The Makaya nZambi himself, who was ordered to watch over the children who were, when we got casted out, he's sitting there looking at you, you stupid. The Most High didn't do that. That was the imposter you prayed to. The real one, I cursed. He said, I brought curses upon you because the Most High said, this person thinks he said, I cursed the blessing. That's why when I have asked for people who needed healing, and the Maleki comes to bring it, is coming to, and they see something they don't fit right, you can end up with curses on you. And I have cursed them all. And he says, I have cursed them already because you do not lay it to heart. This is why I have to do my best to guard my heart against those who are trying to steal it. Because they are. This is where they get their energy from. This is part of the reason why people will end up with coronaries and heart attack. It's not just about the food and everything, but it's because of the bitterness inside or the selfishness. Selfishness can trigger that too, because the Kuso Kongo is like it says in Revelation, he looks at the heart and the kidneys. He can choose to bring kidney problems or heart problems, depending on who you are. Because see, you cannot continue to lead people to the devil. You can only get so much time to do that before you need to switch it out. And if you don't switch it out, then it's the end of you. Okay? People say, well, she died peacefully in her seat. Oh, that peace going to end on the other side when you don't get it right. I'm going to talk about that. Behold, I will corrupt your seed and spread dung upon your faces, and even the solemn feast one shall take you away with it. That's the part of the reason why we went through hell in the slave trade. All over this place. Because we chose the heart of the imposter, which was a fake heart, over the real heart. And then in his blissfulness of ignorance, you remain happy in your disobedience. Until one day you get the phone call, oh, somebody's sick, somebody died, somebody having issues. They say, well, death is part of the natural process. You know, you're supposed to go 120 years, but you may have not all got it away. If people don't understand that, you're supposed to live a long life of obedience. If when you're obedient, as long as you fulfill, but you have a mission to fulfill. Once you fulfill that mission, then your time is up. But the problem is many people don't even know what mission they were supposed to fulfill. They'll make it up. Oh, God called you to help this person. God, huh? Sometimes it's him, but many times it's not. Sorry. And that's why people don't understand that the love factor is huge for our people. That's why, people get angry with me and they want to get, whatever how they want to treat me. And yeah, I start to well up and want to respond. But then the one is like, hold up. Does the person even comprehend enough to have this conversation before you start talking to them? Or are they in their own mindset of thinking? That's why the Creator said, don't ever lean on your own understanding. When people start talking to me, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm sitting there listening to them. If I don't agree with it, I'll say why. If I'm wrong, then I will say, well, show me where I'm wrong, and I'll look at it. And that's the concept that people don't get. You don't even take it that far. The world doesn't even take it that far. They're like, hey, we got this. We know we right. We know we right. And watch. The foolishness is getting ready to stop. Let me go to the Gospel of Hanukkah. This is why they won't put this in your Bible, in your people. This is from 100. Now, this is what happened. He will set guards from the holy Malekis over the righteous and holy. Just because people tell you that what you're worshiping is righteous and holy, that doesn't mean that it is. The righteous and holy are people that the Most High has already chosen. Okay? And they will guard him like the apple of an eye. Okay? Until an end is made of all evil and sin. And even if the righteous sleep a long sleep, they have nothing to fear. Now, just because they put you in that ground when you die, and people said good things about you and everything was good, that doesn't mean that everything was good. Especially if you're worshiping the wrong God. Yes, you always want people to say good things about you. Yes, you want people to do righteous by you. But if you're praying to Baal, okay, and you're breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments without knowledge of it. It's one thing to know, it's another thing not to know. Okay? Where it's like, no, I didn't be it. It's kind of like when your parent make rules. Oh man, I shouldn't do that. Okay. versus like what happened in the garden. What rule did I break? It was her fault. Man, you start throwing that at people, whoa. The Most High, that's where he gets angry, is when you go and you start going after people about things that they have done wrong, and you yourself have done something wrong, and you say, I didn't do nothing wrong. What are you talking about? That's a big no-no with him. Okay. And the wise men, now remember, not wise according to your own eyes, but wise according to the Creator. Just because you call yourself a wise person doesn't mean the Creator agrees at all. People can say, oh, that man is wise beyond his years. According to what? God. Well, it's the God of creation. Now I'm trying to tell you, that God of the religion is not the same as the real God. And he will make you believe you had wisdom when you had ignorance. That's why the Bible does not say, the scriptures don't say, my people are destroyed for lack of faith. No, it's my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And you can also be destroyed when you think you're puffed up with knowledge and be boastful and prideful. For real. The Most High hates the hypocrite, but he also hates the boastful and prideful and those who walk in arrogance. It's not something that he's okay with. I'm telling you. Because there have been revelations that are now starting to happen where I'm saying, yep, see, I told you, I knew that was going to happen to you. Because see, there's people that have already died that are now wishing that there's certain people they would have paid more attention to than others. Because it's not about the quality of knowledge, it's how you treat the people who are receiving it. That's just how I look at it. From other people's perspective, it could be seeing something different. But it's what I understand to be what the Creator, from my perspective, I'm not leaning on my own understanding, but from what I have now continued to realize, it's about me. I'm having a personal conversation with you in this camera. And I'm speaking to you with sincerity that don't play with the fact that just because people have knowledge, that doesn't mean that the Creator isn't frowning on what you're doing with it. Don't ever assume that he's not frowning at times. You see? And it says the sons of the earth. Now, when he's talking about the sons of the earth, this is the inheritance, even in the days before Noah. He's not talking about the enemies of the earth, but the sons, meaning this, and this is part of what I was talking about with Africa. When you become like the Most High, or you embrace his knowledge and his teaching and his way, you become friendly to the earth. You become seen as an adversary and not an enemy to the creation. This is why I tell myself even always, that I need to do better when it comes to the way I have to get into nature a lot more and embrace the Father's creation a lot better and learn these things. Because I know I'm not always there. See? And there will come a time when I know this will happen much, much better. However, the Bana Betu, those who have the inheritance, the earth has inscribed your DNA with you. This is the whole concept of why they're trying to do what they're doing with the alterations that people don't even see. Because when you're no longer connected to Tata nZambi, you are no longer connected to the nature. And you become the enemy of nature. So then, like when the time for the chaff to be destroyed, you will be seen as the chaff and not as the good thing. Okay? He said the Benan taught the Toto, the sons, the Mwana of the Untoto will understand the words of this book. That's why many people don't understand Hanoka or Matuzo or Onoka. Because if you're not a friend of the real creator, then the earth does not know you. And this is what was made clear to me with the experience that I had. Okay? And this is how you know where we are in Babylon is cursed. Because the biggest lie they have ever told people is where we live in the US and other places was filled with fruit trees and foods that grow to eat. And when the world was turned over to those who are focusing and concentrating on the spirit of Cain in secret, these curses started to follow. And that was why they had to delve into the knowledge, the forbidden knowledge, to counter these curses. So the food that you're consuming is harming you because of this. Because they're fighting against the nature to get what they need because they have been cut off. But they're not telling people that. So then they use that knowledge to try to pay back the people, okay, who are supposed to be receiving the blessings. And that's why he said, do you recompense me? I'm going to recompense you back. Because this is what they do. They're going to recompense always the children of the promise while disguising themselves as the children of the promise. And that's why the world is the way it is. You cannot have peace with the people who are not the sons of the Toto, the Mana Toto. You cannot have peace, okay, and have understanding if the earth does not see you as a friend to it, to her, to the earth, to the spirits, okay? And they will know that their riches will not be able to save them or overthrow their sin. So once again, that's why it comes down to buying. Man, you can't buy your way out of your penance. But the devil made people think they can with this whole tithe and offering and other things that they're doing. Oh yeah, man, you're gonna get big money. I'm gonna buy my way out. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna try to get away. Big time movie stars and all these other people paying the devil. Oh, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this. He lied to people. They keep trying to buy time, buy time. You gotta, there's some people that's old, man. They've been trying to buy time in different forms to try to get out of it, to try to get out of it. And it will never happen. There has to come a time when the Tata nZambi says, that's it. You gotta pay. So you cannot use any form of wealth to buy your way out of the sin. That's how you know that they tricked you with this concept. Okay, pay this, pay that, pay whatever, and your sins will be forgiven. No, Rome lied. They tricked people because indulgences is where you get the tithes and offering, like I said. And then they put it in the Bible. Oh, I can't rob the Creator. I gotta have my tithes and offering. And he's like, what storehouse? Rome, my storehouse is gone. You can't do it like that. Woe to you, you sinners, when you afflict the righteous on the day of severe trouble and burn them with fire. You will be repaid according to your deeds. Let me give you an example of that. When Bantu people were walking with the truth in the ancient days of Rome, the Roman Empire, before all of the hiding that they did, we were taken into the Colosseums and burned and destroyed and they put us on fire. Oil covered in tar. They said, oh, those were the Christians. No, those were the Bantu Bendwe. The Christians were the ones doing it. Because Christianos, like I told you, was the worship of the sun god. So the worshipers of the sun god were the ones doing this. This is what they're not telling you. The ones who walked in the pure way were being mocked by those who were walking in the wrong way and listening to the emperor and all the stuff that he was saying about him. Okay? They did something very similar to the followers of Simon Toko and Kimbangu. This is the reason why the concept of setting people on fire became a Babylonian practice. When you try to walk in accordance to the Most High's way. When you afflict the righteousness on the day of severe trouble and burn them with fire, you will be repaid according to your deeds. So as we coming into the time of trouble now, which is already, we're in the severe time of trouble already, expect that people are going to want to do bad things. Because this has been going, as I tell people, our time of trouble, and I've tried to say this many times, people don't want to hear me, was already in effect when we rejected Tata nZambi 500 years ago in the Kingdom of Congo. They burned us all the time in the plantations, especially when they put you in the hot box. Okay? Because these were the people who said, I'm not going to bow down to this God. They had to do this stuff like this. When we're trying to run away. Okay? Even now, you see them spraying people, they were spraying us with the fire hose. Okay? People don't even know what that was about. You're going to be repaid according to your deeds. Especially if the person you did bad things to was affliction. You see? Woe to you, You perverse of heart, who watch to devise evil. Fear will come upon you, and there is no one who will help you. So you have people this is the crafty counsel. People who devise ways to destroy the righteous. Okay, fear will come over them, like he's saying. Woe to you, you sinners, for an account of the words of your mouth, and for account of the deeds of your hand that have impiously done, you will burn in the blazing flames of fire. And this is why they don't teach the people of the world, you're still doing paganist ways. They don't teach people that, because they know that you're going to join them in their demise, and so they want you to share in that. So they hide the truth and teach the lies and make you consider that you don't. And then, of course, those who want to tell the truth, they say, no, that's the liar. I'm trying to keep you from, man, I'm trying to keep you from understanding that when that preacher was doing his story, and sometimes they embellish it because they still part of the system anyway. They know they're going to burn. So they like to use this, oh, come to church, come to Christianity. And the Most High is like, hey, this person is doing this because he was chosen to be the scapegoat. So he's given the truth, but he's still part of the lie. Okay? No, Baal's not going to save you. He's going to put you in the fire. Trust me on that. Man, okay. And now know the Maleki Congo will inquire in heaven into your deeds. That's one of the reasons why when we ticked them off by leaving Congo, Tata, nZambi, and Pungu, okay, this is why bad things keep happening to Black folks, Bantu people. Because it's like, hey, y'all don't know what you do, but they're out here saying, oh, the angel did this, the angel did that. And they shaking their head like, what? Yeah, I saved you so you could stop doing the foolishness. Me included. Not for you to keep going with the foolishness. And people don't understand. They do write it down. That's why your repentance is necessary always. And to do your best to stop. And at the same time, don't devise evil against your brother to continue to sin. Because there's people doing this too. From the sun and moon and stars unto your sins, for on earth you execute judgment on the righteous. And all the clouds and mist and dew and rain will testify against you. Oh, wait. The rain, the mist, the dew, the clouds are against the unrighteous? Now you see why you get floods. And then other people thinking they're doing stuff that, oh, yeah, I'm harming you, and it's coming back on them. That's why he said, when you have unrighteous people that you have put over you that are doing wicked things against those that the Most High has chosen, this is why it comes back on you, and they come talking about, oh, expect rain in the forecast, flooding, and this and this and that. But they don't tell you, no, they went and did some stuff to cause flooding somewhere else. Now it's coming back on you because you are in the deceiver's land. But they're not going to teach that in the church. That's why your house got flooded and running down the street and a tornado came and ripped through it. You don't know that. Because the Most High doesn't just judge the individual, he judges the Pharaoh and his land. It's in the scriptures. It's not just going to be Joe Biden that gets judged when he do something wrong. It's going to be every American that he's over. The same with the leader of Canada. When Canada does something against the Most High's people, then Canada will go and get hit. That's how it works. When something happens in Europe against the Most High's people, then Europe gonna get hit. That's what he's talking about. But see, they're gonna come and tell you, oh, it's just Mother Nature and this. No, they've been lying to you. When the hoarfrost and the snow with their cold and all the snow winds with their torments fall on you, I have told you this. The blizzard that just hit the East Coast, bam, right there. Oh, in your forecast, expect the freezing cold up in the north, bam. I keep trying to tell y'all people, you're living in an alternate reality of lies. It didn't used to always snow and rain on people. It's a lie. You got to take the Most High off. In those days, you will not be able to stand before them. That's why you got people in California. Oh, I'm stuck in my house and I can't get out. Yeah, that's California caused that. All that wickedness, the Hollywood they're doing. I'm telling you, the Church of Satan out there, and then the fault, and then that's the hard part. You got the Church of Satan blue, and then you got the Church of Satan that's hiding itself. All of their deception. Okay, so yeah. Contemplate heaven, all you sons of heaven. The Most High got one son. God so let the world send his only begotten son. No. The sons of heaven are the Maliki Kongo, the Pemba Kalunga, and all the works. And because we have the devil who's the prince of the air, he got his guys up there too masquerading. Okay? You got to know who you're talking to. And all the works of the Most High. Yahweh Kongo, Yah Kongo. And fear him. And do not do evil in front of him. I'm pointing at myself because that applies to me. It applies to all of us. But see, there's people out here, they don't even know they're doing evil in front of him. They're not acknowledging the sin. That's why when you read Psalm 51, I acknowledge my sin. Well, in Christianity and other people out here, they think they have acknowledged their sin, and it's like, no, you're praying to Baal. So you're still sinning. So what happened? You didn't acknowledge nothing. And you don't get it. You're praying to the sun god. He's your husband now, but you don't worship the sun. And they have tricked people into this. All of these churches out here don't even know why they do what they do. If he closes the windows of heaven and withholds the rain and the dew, so that it does not fall on the earth because of you, what will you do? Hey, that's happening over in the Middle East. Where do you think the Sahara Desert came from? The only reason why it's starting to rain and stuff in the desert is because the earth is starting to change. But that's still judgments. And if he sends his anger upon you and upon all your deeds, will you not entreat him? For speak proud and hard against his righteousness, and you will not have peace. So you can't have peace on this earth because the proud are speaking against the righteous. I'm trying to tell you that. And do you not see the captains of the ships, how their ships are tossed by the waves and rocked by the winds, are in distress? So when you see this is how you know the Most High was against the heathen. When he used to send those storms and the ships would start getting tossed, and they saw all the pirates were getting jacked up, and the Europeans were like, "Oh, save us! We're gonna go down with the ship." That was the Most High doing that. Oh, Poseidon is they talk the Poseidon, please stop. You know, in the Greek days and the Romans, people don't get it. Oh, Calypso, man. And now it happens even when you see on these barges and they, oh, look at this big waves coming and the rogue wave. And yeah, because the earth is turned over to the hands of the wicked. So they're going to be in distress with the Navy ships and the military going across. And man, we got big squalls today. And yeah, that's why they keep having to make ships that won't. That's why they try to improve the ships over time because of what he's doing with the water. Oh, we need to make them stronger. They don't sink. Well, look, the Titanic got. Well, we ain't gonna go there. The Most High was behind, took that joker down. If is it not all the sea and all its waters, all its movement, with the work of the Most High to the nZambi, and he did not seal it all doings and bind it and all with sand? That's why Kusma talking about the time, the sign, the time, the signs of time, the sands of time is running out. He's talking, he's talking about that sand of time, and then you also have what Kusma was writing down in the sand. Okay, and at his rebuke, it dries up and becomes afraid, and all fish die, and everything in it. But you sinners who are earth do not fear him. Yeah, it's like when he goes and does something that jacks you up, people are like, oh, we're going to recover from this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to fix this and that. And you don't have the fear that, hey, you don't realize why this happened. Okay? And everything in it, but you sinners for earth do not fear him. Did he not make the heavens in total and everything that is in them? And who gave knowledge and wisdom to all things that move on the ground and in the sea? Wait a minute. So, like I said, the animals got wisdom. The creation has wisdom. Oh, wait a minute. What? And do not those captains of the ships fear the sea? You better believe them so-called pirates was like, oh my God, we're going down to Davy Jones' locker. They've got the stories. Oh, we're gonna ooh. They saw the big wave coming. Boom. They know, even some of these captains out there with them big barges, like, hey, we about to flip over. Okay. So don't think. Yet sinners do not fear. They don't fear. They come back and say, oh, you most high, we're going to get you. That's what they're saying. The people who run this earth, we're going to get the most high for this. We're going to get the recompense. We're going to come after your people. That's what they do. In all those days, if he brings a fierce fire upon you, where will you flee? Oh, and where will you be safe? And when he utters his voice against you, will you not be terrified and afraid? And all the lights will shake the great fear, and the whole total will be terrified and will tremble and quail. And all the Maleki Congo will carry out their commands and will seek to hide from one who is great in glory. And the children of the earth will tremble and shake, and you sinners will be cursed forever and will not have peace. That's why when you die, there's no peace. You think, oh, I died in peace, or their life was all, oh, my life was this. Then they go die. Oh, there's no peace. What I do? What I do wrong? You're worshiping the devil. What? And you don't even know. Do not be afraid, your souls of the righteous, and be hopeful, you who died in righteousness. Died in righteousness means you were always obedient to the best of your ability to try to do the Most High's way. See, that's why even in this captivity, there are those of us who said we're not going to follow this God. That's why Daniel was not afraid to die. That's why Yosef, when he said, in Saka, when they buried his bones and he died, when they brought him down to Engipiti, okay, and they buried him, there was no need for him to fear. He was doing righteousness. That's why it's not wrong to reject the God of that obelisk. You will die in righteousness. If you reject that God, it's nothing wrong with it. Here's what he's saying. Don't be fearful of going against the worldly gods. If you choose to be like Abana, who said, I'm not going to bow down to these idols no more, don't be afraid. That's what he's talking about. And do not be sad that your souls have gone down to Sheol in sadness, and that your bodies did not obtain during your life a reward in accordance with your goodness. But when you die, the sinners will say about you, as we die, the righteous have also died, and of what use to them were their deeds? Behold, like us, they have died in sadness and in darkness, and what advantage do they have over us? From now on, we are equal. Now watch this. And what will they receive, and what they will receive forever? For behold, they have died, and from now on they will never again see the light. Now watch this part. And I say to you, sinners, you are content to eat and drink, and strip men naked, and steal, and sin, and acquire possessions, and see good days. But you saw the righteous, how their end was peace, for no wrong was found in them until the day of their death. But they are destroyed and become as though they had not been, and their souls went down to Sheol in distress. And I now swear to you, the righteous, now listen to this. And I now swear to you, the righteous, by his glory, great glory, and his honor, and his sovereignty, and his majesty, I swear to you, I understand this mystery. And I have read the tablets of heaven and seen the writing of the holy ones, and I found written engraved on it concerning them that all good and joy and honor have been made ready and are written down for the spirits of those who died in righteousness, which he meant at that time there was going to come something that was going to fix that. He already knew. Okay. And much good will be given to you in recompense for your toil, and that your lot will be more excellent than the lot of the living. And the spirits of you who have died in righteousness will live. That's why we keep trying to tell people the righteous people never died. They continue to live on and on and on, and can do many things even now. And your spirits will rejoice and be glad, and the memory of them will remain from the great one of all the generations of eternity. Therefore, do not fear their abuse. Woe to you, you sinners, when you die in your sin, and those who are like you say about you. Belaka were the sinners, they said they saw their days. And now they have died in prosperity, wealth, distress, and slaughter. They did not see during their life, but they have died in glory, and judgment was not executed on them in their life. That's why we try to tell you, just because you see some rich person get away with a crime, don't fret. Just because you see people who are preaching false doctrines and misleading the sheep, you don't see anything bad happening to them yet, don't fret. Their time is coming. Just because people have done things that have caused people to also be led astray and do things they should not, don't fret. They have it coming to them. You're going to see. Because many of the people who think that they are righteous, like he said, don't be told to go down lower, but come up higher, is what you want to be. You want to be the person that he says, come up higher, and don't say, go down lower. Okay, I'm going to end there with this because there's more. But what I'm trying to say is, do not be dismayed, okay? Because even those people who have helped Bantu people come back to the Most High, that may not be Bantu people. Don't think the Most High didn't forgot that. People who encouraged us to return to our way, we are rewarded. That's what Paul was saying. That's what it really means. May they have the same gift as us? No. But that doesn't mean that they go down to Sheol. That's the fire. That's why you want to be surrounded by those who are encouraging you to get back to the Father in spirit and in truth, and are not looking to their own success, but yours. Like I said, it doesn't matter for me. Other people want to sit there and tell me whatever, okay, or think about me a certain way. Like I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, hey, it's not about me. This is not mine. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it because I understand that being destroyed for eternity, it never ends. That means forever. That means that's the reason why they made this world the way they made it. Because they know they're going to take you with them as long as you keep buying into the system. Because they know eternity means eternity. That's why they want to continue to fight against the Most High. That's why they want to continue to fight against these people. That's why they want to continue to fight against the righteous. Because eternity is forever. It means for eternity. That's the way it's going to be. Once Tata nZambi has made his judgment against your eternity, it doesn't change. It stays like that. And it never comes back to you cannot repeat at that point. It stays there. And I'm telling you, these people who are preaching Baal, and they know they preaching Baal, oh, you're gonna, man, these people who are pretending that the Most High is talking to them, and he's not. It's gonna get ugly. I'm just telling you. Okay. Does it mean that he can't use people? Of course not. He used the king of the Babylonians to free us. Leave, get up out of here. He told the Pharaoh finally said, get up out of my face. I can't take no more. It's going to come to that. They're going to get broken down to the kneecaps. Oh, we can't take no more. We're going to hell up. What's going on? They ain't seen nothing yet. They're going to be begging, oh, why are we going through this? What did we do? What's happening? What did we do that so what's going on? It's starting to happen now. People, they ain't seen it yet. Why are people fighting on the plane? Why are we going? Oh my God, why are we dying? It's gonna get bad. Why can't I eat my food? We sitting here. We have no money. No, like you see how the homeless people are already trying to figure out what's going on with their life. How do I get on the streets like this? Watch when you see the big fat cats with the big pockets. Oh my God, what happened to my money? Watch. How did this happen? You're gonna see it. The boastful, the people who treated you poorly, but all you were trying to do was get them to act to see the reality of what's going on. Yeah, they do nice things for people. I don't say they don't. But the thing about it is, we try to tell you, hey, the God of the Christians is not the same as the real creator. The God of Islam is not the same as the real creator. The God of all these religions out here, Judaism, they're not the same, because the devil can masquerade like an angel of light, meaning he plays the good guy. Man, if I can't eat, the amount of pretenders, the amount of pretenders out here is staggering. You would never think, you know how you say, when somebody that you knew all your life suddenly does something bad, I never knew the person had them in it to do something like that. I've known these people forever. How did they come into stuff like that? This is going to be worldwide. When you're going to say, wow, I didn't know so-and-so was doing that. What the heck? We know these people for years. They was doing what? Oh man, I didn't know I've been going to church for years and I was praying to what? I'm just saying. Don't think, this guy, I had a person trying to tell me that this whole concept of the devil comes from the colonizers. Oh, no. Man, the Bantu people had names for him long before that. Okay. Remember, who is the God that these people are worshiping? Since he don't exist. Where did Zeus come from? Where did Jupiter come from? How did this happen? Where did Saturn come from? Okay. Who was Cain worshiping? Man, I'm telling you, don't let this harlot keep keeping you stupid. It goes all the way back to the first woman. It wasn't Eva. Then she got people stupid out here. Oh, this come from Colin. Okay. You don't even know the reason why we got colonized in the first place is because we so-called didn't think the devil was man. Second Peter, Second Kepler, there were false people among us before. The devil was already doing false things. Okay. How you think we got scattered? How you think we turned against the Most High? How you think all this happened? You think they just happened to show up one day and decided to colonize us? After the Europeans been around for how long, and all of a sudden they just out of the blue? This stuff didn't just happen by itself. They think it did, but it didn't. There was a whole thing that happened with that. Okay. But I'm just telling people, man, look, it's time for the foolishness to end, because the Most High has now gotten to the point where we're getting ready to where he was already coming to the point where he's getting ready to end the foolishness that he did before the foundation was founded. He knew when he was going to do it. Before he even made everything with the Maliki Congo, he knew when he was going to do it. That's how they knew we're getting close now. Things are starting to happen. Yeah, it's changing. And then people who've been told me, yeah, I can feel it. It's changing. Oh yeah, it's changing all right. And the shift is going to be massive. All right. Sambololo, Zola Kringi, Inawezi Abdul Twala, and Congo Rain, Ingita.